Welcome back. So, unless you've been living under a rock, you probably noticed all the fighting that's been happening because everyone's talking about it between Elon and Trump. So, things have really escalated today. I mean, over the past few days, I've been covering how Elon is not a fan of this bill, and a lot of people have come out and spoken against it. But Elon was pretty adamant about it recently, calling it an abomination, and how anyone that supported it, voted for it in Congress should be fired, right? But words really started to fly today. And that is the reason why actually we're down, why Bitcoin is down. Slightly, yes, but still significant, especially for the alts. Let me catch you guys up and give you my thoughts about what's going on here. First of all, you can see Bitcoin is at 101,000. Okay, so obviously not as good as this morning when we went up to 105 and then we started, coming down, and now we're at 101. Obviously not a good spot, but as you can see, Bitcoin is holding at a trend line that I drew. That's been there since quite a while. That's back in September of 2024. So it's been trending along here and it bounced over there. So right now we are holding where that is, right? So everything that Bitcoin stands for, still there. Long-term holders, all the institutions, right? They're not giving up. Although, we did see a little dip today because of all the infighting. Okay, so what is the infighting? What's going on, right? It kind of started with this morning. I don't know which clip it is, but not this one. But this morning there was a clip where Trump was asked about Elon, and basically Trump was asked, "Oh, what do you think about Elon? Like, why does he not like the bill? Why is he turning on this bill and turning against you?" Right? And Trump basically said that it's due to him taking away the EV mandate. So as you can see here, this was 2 hours ago. There was more said, but Trump escalated a little bit, saying that Elon's wearing thin. So this departure from Doge was not voluntarily. It was actually Trump that asked him to leave, right? But he blames it on this EV mandate, and that's something that wasn't it was talked about before, and Elon didn't really care. There was talks before about just removing all EV mandates, right? At 7,500 federal credit, and Elon even said, "Yeah, it might hurt us short term, but long term, it's gonna hurt competitors more." So Trump was still, clinging on to that, but Elon, of course, is saying no. It's more of due to the fact that we're going to be increasing spending and increasing deficit, right? And then Trump tweeted this saying, "Hey, if we want to cut, we want to save billions and billions of dollars, the easiest way is to get rid of Elon's subsidies and contracts," right? And then he has to throw Biden in there. But so Trump obviously making threats, and we know that Tesla and SpaceX, they do have a lot of subsidies, especially SpaceX. Tesla these days probably not so much because they're pretty damn wealthy and their market cap is quite high. And then you could see Trump 1 hour ago tweeted this, saying that, well, now he got a little bit nicer, saying, "I don't mind Elon turning against me. He should have done so months ago. This is one of the greatest bills ever presented to Congress. It's a record cut in expenses, $1.6 trillion, and the biggest tax cut ever," right? So basically saying, well, just backing his bill, saying that it's a big, beautiful bill and no one should be going against it. Now, Elon, we know Elon, right? Elon tends to be childish at times, but he also brings facts. He brings receipts. So all day today, he's been posting, right? Like this. Now, this is interesting because if you scroll down a little bit, here's something else about Epstein. Elon's been tweeting a lot of stuff about Epstein. And remember, we had this thing where Epstein files were supposed to be released. So this was tweeted out ago saying, time to drop the big bomb. Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's why we haven't seen it, right? So I don't know if that's real or not, but other things, right? In light of this, for example, getting rid of the subsidy, Elon says they will be decommissioning the Dragon spacecraft, which means that the U.S. has no way to get to the International Space Station because the U.S. basically depends on SpaceX at this point. NASA doesn't really have anything going on. And then also, there's other things in here that Elon tweeted, like, for example, tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of this year. See, these are all things that we all speculated. At least I did, right? We talked about it. On one hand, we all love the changing landscape of crypto and Bitcoin, with the new reserve, and states are moving towards it, and SEC is all going gung-ho about changing regulations and setting a fair framework. Yes, but a lot of us had questions about tariffs, right? Whether they really work, if they're fair. Is it going to cause more problems than it helps, right? And right now, I've talked a lot about the bond market and how it's really not doing well right now, right? And ultimately, all this is driving people to Bitcoin, which is good. But now Elon, he seems like he's been holding his tongue this whole time. He's been working with Trump very closely, especially with Doge, for many, many, many months, and now has come to this. Elon also, if you scroll through, he did so many posts. He said in there that without him, Trump would have never won. There's something else where he replied or liked a post where someone said Trump should be impeached. Elon is going all out, really, really attacking, right? But Elon is no ordinary person. Usually Trump just slanders or completely eliminates his anyone that attacks him, right? I don't know if slander is the right word, but he definitely attacks anyone that goes up against him. But Elon is a different beast. But the funny thing is, the two were so entwined and close. You would figure I think a lot of people predicted a divorce like this, but I don't think they thought that it would come this fast, because Elon just left Doge last week and they were still saying good things about each other, and then all of a sudden this happens, right? And it's not good for markets. Tesla's stock is down 15%. Bitcoin obviously is down. Hopefully it can utilize that support. If it can't hold this support, the next support is this red line right here, which is about 100,200. So we're not too far off. Hopefully it can hold those. If Bitcoin can't, the next stop will probably be around here, 97 to 94. That's where we were back in April, right? Obviously, we've seen worse, right? Let's not forget that just a few months ago, March and April, we were down into the 70s and 80s. And then we quickly recovered to the 90s and above 100. Hopefully, we don't go lower, with a lot of this infighting. I don't know, people are going to be afraid that Elon may be, attacking Trump on his Bitcoin stance, his crypto stance, or if he's going to bring the government down or more, with recession. I don't know. I really don't know. So that's the whole story. I'll be covering more tonight, guys. I just want to give you guys a brief update. I know it's an ugly situation. I don't know who's going to win. Who do you guys believe more, Trump or Elon? Or do you just feel like everyone's going to lose because of this? I guess leave your comments in the comment section. All right, guys. I will see you guys tonight. Take care. Bye-bye.